I just wanted to get some sleep, you know? But of course, something huge and scary would burst through our window, wouldn't it? And oh yeah, Parker, it's tied to a desk. Good job, team.
This creature's eyes aren't vacant, like the frenzy that you saw roaming the streets outside. You can see the pupils dilated to take up almost the entire iris as the head cocks to look at you like a predator trying to figure out its prey before striking. Almost like it's waiting to see what you're gonna do before making its decision. Let me ask, what would your immediate reaction to this bursting through the window and seeing it standing before you, what would you like to do?
I think as soon as something burst through the window, I rolled on my side and like tried to cover Aaron a little bit. And then as soon as I saw what it was, I think I tried to pull a paperweight out.
So that you are reaching into your bag. You rolled a 6 on your speed die, correct?
I did.
I rolled a 5.
Damn it.
So you watch as this creature, watching you reach into your bag, you see it immediately leap over. You see it leap and cling onto the wall beside you. And it makes like two, it's just, you hear its fingers slamming into the wall as it is climbing. And as you're kind of like following it with your head, it looks to you and it leaps, basically to tackle you as you are attempting to pull this paperweight from your bag.
Not fair.
You can go ahead and roll a dodge if you'd like.
But if I dodge, it'll hit Aaron. I think there's the momentary instinct of, fuck, I gotta get out of the way. And then I kind of think of Parker in the other room and how he didn't run away. So I will also not run away. And I'm gonna try and meet it and like force it back with my terrible minimal strength.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna have you, instead of dodge, I'm gonna have you make a brawl roll.
Okay, all right. This is gonna be funny, but we'll see. Oh, 32 over 24.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. What is your damage threshold?
Tiny. 4.
Okay. Wow, I rolled very poorly on damage, so you are not going to take any wounds. As this creature, it does slam into you, and it leaps off of this wall with a force you were not expecting, and all you really can manage to do is sort of stand up to try to meet it, but it slams into you. You feel the impact, and you feel, how many levels of failure was that? Was that even?
I don't think because it's every 20, right?
Yeah, it's every 10. It's every 10.
Every 10? Then it still wasn't even 1 because it was 32 over 24.
Cool.
So it's only 8.
Perfect. So with that, you still managed to keep a hold of the paperweight, but you do drop the bag that you were holding, but you have the paperweight in your hand as this creature slams into you, and both of you slam down onto the floor. It is currently on top of you, and its mouth opens, and you just smell this rot coming from it. At this moment, we are going to cut away to another room in this building. Dakota, you have heard the window break. You heard glass shatter down the hall, and you hear commotion. There's bodies hitting the floor. What would you like to do?
Dakota will leap out of bed and I think just all of the instinct of all of her classes. She's been studying in nursing school far too long, sleepless nights. Like, she eats, breathes, and sleeps this stuff, and she's just gonna go into someone needs my help mode and run towards the sound.
All right. We see you wake up, kind of sit up quickly, and then the camera kind of cuts to the door as the door is being ripped open, and you're just rushing down. The camera's like, you're following the camera down the hall as you're just rushing, kind of looking to see where the sound is coming from. Meanwhile, this creature on top of Elle, pinning Elle down, is going to lift up an arm and slice down, trying to basically slice at your jugular here.
But I do successfully dodge.
Hell yeah.
How many levels?
2 levels of success.
Okay. Good, because
GM.
I got 3 levels of success, which meant 3 damage die. So you are going to negate 2 of those damage die, and I rolled a 1 on my 3rd damage die. So again, you're gonna take no wounds. It slices down, and how do you kind of go about dodging these wounds with it on top of you, like pinning you down?
I think at one point my wife was trying to convince me to write like an action play. Like, she was like, this is a good idea, like this will get you back into writing. And so I was like, yeah, okay. So I did a bunch of research about like martial arts, and there have been a bunch of things that people talk about. Don't let things that are stronger than you be arm's length away, because they're always going to hold you at arm's length. So I think as it sits up to slash, Elle sits up and like is close against it so that it doesn't have as much room to like get damage in.
Perfect. Yeah, and you kind of just see this confusion as that happens as well, and then it just kind of grabs onto you and tries to slam you back down. There is an intelligence to this thing, and you can see it in its eyes as it is looking down at you. Aaron, you are in so much pain that you didn't think you would be able to fall asleep, but you did. And there's a moment in this haze of a dream that you were having that you hear sounds of fighting. It's like there is a full-on wrestling match happening in the room that you're sleeping in, and you open your eyes and you feel the pain in your leg again. And as you're glancing over, you see this hulking mass of a creature pinning down who you can only assume is Elle, even though you cannot see Elle currently. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna grab my hockey stick and stab it.
Nice.
Just
no hesitation. I love that.
We put scissors at the end of it, and I'm like, I'm a babysitter, so I get like, oh my god, someone's in trouble. So yeah, grab hockey stick, and I'm assuming it's gonna be long enough, since it didn't seem like it was that big of a room, that I'm just gonna try to brain it.
Fantastic.
With the scissors. Hell yeah.
I am going to give you advantage on this.
Yes. Oh, I got a 1.
A 001.
Yes. Thank you, advantage. Holy shit.
Roll 3d6.
Okay. Okay.
And these dice explode, so if you get a 6, roll again and add that to your total.
I got a 5, a 1, and a 1, so 7.
So, as you probably have to kind of hobble up onto one leg just to get the movement that you want to stab this thing in the head. And as you go to stab down at this thing, Elle, you can see a moment of like just a head twitch as the sound comes from behind this thing, and as it turns around to try to basically spin and grab onto this hockey stick, but you're able to you stab through its shoulder. The scissors actually like stick through the shoulder on the other side. Go ahead and roll D100 for me. It's a 50-50 chance that these scissors do not break.
Yeah, 92.
92. So as it moves, the scissors do snap off of the hockey stick, but the scissors remain in this creature's shoulder. And now we're gonna cut over to Parker.
Aaron, grab my knife just in case, and gonna go to try and undo these bindings.
Okay. Yeah, I will say easy enough to undo them, but it will take you a little while to just untie them. Wonderful. Everyone roll another speed die. Dakota, as you are moving down the hall, you hear a voice shouting from one of the rooms. You would be able to reach that room fairly quickly, and upon looking in, you see...
In a side room there, working away at undoing some bindings around his ankles, you see a mid-20s individual, short brown hair, red frames, glasses with blue shirt, and probably some paint on his face from work, where he worked at the hardware store in the paint department, and just feverishly trying to undo those knots. And
Dakota, do you make yourself known?
Yeah, I think she skids to a halt. She's wearing really well-treaded shoes because nurses have to be on their feet a lot. So her shoes are ready for anything, including this scenario, and pivots on a dime and rushes in, kind of heedless of any danger. And says, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And immediately, I guess, would lunge forward to try to help scrabble at the ropes.
Okay. Yeah, and Parker, as you look up, what does Parker see? What does Dakota look like?
She's mid-40s, kind of like a sandy blonde, messy hair that's, I guess, close cropped to her head. She has a bunch of piercings on her ear that go all the way down. Little bit heavy set, kind of like casual clothes, and then those very like practical shoes. Everything kind of like practical about her.
You would notice, one thing you probably would notice, especially being a nurse or nurse in training, as I'm going after a crude bandage on my right arm that, does have like bleeding that's come through it a little bit, but definitely something that would stand out.
She clicks her tongue at the subpar bandage job and makes a note to fix that if she has the chance. Who are you? What's going on? I took cover and I heard glass breaking. What's happening?
I'm wondering the same thing, lady. I assume you're not with the snarls and growls we're hearing over there?
No, definitely not. I just took cover here in this office building and I didn't know there was anyone else in here. This is chaos. Why are you tied up?
Let's worry about that later. We need help the others.
There's more? How many of you are there? Is anyone hurt?
2 others, Elle and Aaron. They're likely the commotion we're hearing. Just untie.
Of course. And she just starts scrabbling at the knots again and just looks really flustered while doing it.
Yeah, and I'll say you can get untied, kind of stand up, and both of you can begin moving out of this room.
Look over at Elle and be like, Elle, are you okay?
Yep, this is great.
Well, circumstances, and then just like panic and just hit him with her stick.
Fantastic.
Again.
Yeah, this will just be a regular one, not advantage, because it is no longer distracted.
I got a 21. Oh, under 23.
Nice.
Amazing.
It was a good day.
Roll 1 damage die for me.
3.
3. So you, like baseball bat style, swing this hockey stick. It slams right into this thing's face. Slams into the face. You see the head kind of turn and then immediately turn back to look straight at you. It does not seem to have affected it at all.
Rude.
L, you and the creature both have a 6. I will tell you what the creature is moving to do, and you can tell me what you would like to do at the same time.
Okay.
So this creature, just being hit in the face by a hockey stick, is planning to lunge at Aaron and basically shove them up against the wall on the other side. You kind of hear like this growl and shriek coming up its throat. So that is what it is going to attempt to do. What would you like to attempt to do?
Well, that kind of goes with what I was hoping to do, which is stop it from going after Aaron by grabbing the point of the scissors that are through its arm. Logistical question. Is it under the collarbone or over the collarbone?
Which one would you prefer?
I think I'd rather it be under the collarbone.
Then it's over. No, I'm just kidding. It's under.
That I'm gonna grab and jerk upward as hard as I can
Ooh.
to try to either like pull its arm weird or break its collarbone.
Amazing. I'll let you either use strength or brawl for that.
Brawl is 3 points better, so we're gonna go with that. Oh, I don't trust any of my dice. Okay, this one. No, not that one. That's wrong. This one. Nope, that was wrong too. This one. And this one. I rolled a 6!
Yes.
Damn. So, Allison, just so you know, this is not how this game goes. Nobody succeeds. I don't know
I'm the
what
good
this
luck
is.
charm.
I think you are.
So that's amazing because I'm going to give you a little inside look at the stats here. So if you succeeded this, it was going to add a difficulty die to my attack roll. This thing's brawl is at 80%. I just rolled 79%, but I have to add a difficulty die.
Yes!
So as long as I roll anything other than a 1 on this, it's not gonna successfully hit Aaron.
I think you should let L roll that for you, huh?
Well, I rolled a 6.
Oh, there you
No,
go.
I shouldn't roll that. That's exactly who should have rolled it.
And difficulty die explodes, and I rolled another 6. And then a 1. So that actually, I'm gonna have
92?
L roll 3 damage die.
Sick.
So 3d6.
3d6, here we go. 6, it's gonna explode. So 11, that's the first die. 2 on the second. 3 on the third. So 16 total.
16. Amazing. So, as it turns, Aaron, you watch as it's just shrieking towards you, and then it goes to leap in your direction, but you see Elle come out of nowhere from behind it, kind of like reach around to grab onto those scissors and just pull upward. You hear a crack and another shriek from this creature as the collarbone just snaps, and you actually pull hard enough that you pull the scissors out of this creature, and you can see the collarbone snapped in half, one side of it sticking straight up from its shoulder, and it shrieks again, and then it turns and looks directly at Elle with just this anger in its eyes. That was badass. Everyone roll another speed die. What the fuck is happening? I rolled another 6.
2.
This was not
Also
supposed to
2.
go this way.
3.
Yeah, 3.
Amazing. So these dice are really cinematic today. Parker and Dakota, you both kind of like skid to a stop at the doorway of this room. As you're looking in, you see the scene before you. You see one person on the floor. Well, not on the floor anymore. One person having just like stumbled backwards, blood all over their hands. You see broken scissors or a knife or something in the hand with this like look of shock. And then you see another person standing using the couch for support, and then you see this hulking creature, humanoid, but with like odd levels of decay standing in between the two of them. Elle and Aaron, would you like to describe your characters?
Yeah. Elle is a like medium tall, medium build, tan skinned, dark brown hair that's like piled at the top of their head and a really curly, messy bun. They've got glasses that are a little bit askew, like a handful of freckles across their nose, and like high-waisted black jeans, a shirt with some like flower pattern on it, and deep navy blue Doc Martens, and like a light blue cardigan that is wrapped around their body, or like it's kind of fallen off their body because the scissors are in their broken arm that is very obviously broken at this point. And like the sweater is kind of like hanging off one side.
And then Erin is very short. She's probably like 5'3" maybe. She's kind of not really stocky, but like definitely like not like a skinny girl and person. And she has like kind of like longish hair that's like wavy, kind of down like a little bit past her shoulders, dark brown, kind of light skinned, and is just wearing like probably like Walmart style clothes, you know, just like babysitter money doesn't pay that much, so she does what she can. And Converse sneakers. Naturally. So as Parker and Dakota are in this doorway seeing this scene, what would the two of you like to do?
As we rush out of the office there where I was, towards this other room, grabbing, one of the broomsticks we took from that previous office, or just any other, improvised object there, and probably just go in and lunge at the creature, and either try and stab if I've got enough of a point, or just a bludgeon hit.
I'll give you a cinematic option here. There's probably any of the broomsticks or like the larger items that you brought in might be like leaning up against the door on the inside here, or Elle dropped their bag earlier, and maybe what else was in that bag?
That's where we had all the paperweights and all the other stuff. There's also the rollerblades that are tied together that are on the floor that you could use as nunchucks as well.
I'll go with the broomstick, like okay. Right there at the doorway, so just like look and grab and...
Perfect, yeah, make that attack roll.
Okay. Is it melee attack?
Yep.
Great. A 1.
A 1%? What is happening? Wow,
that's under a 40, wild. So...
Yeah, roll 3 damage die for me.
Right.
What is going on?
This is not normal for us.
And it explodes, so I'm sitting at 12. Plus 3, 15.
Tell me how you kill this thing.
Yes!
I just rush into the room. Dakota might notice that I've, completely forgotten that she has come in the room. I just after the minor pleasantries and she's helped me out, just rush into this room, the quickest glance around, grab a stick, seeing that it's one that was broken off, and just rush towards and just come up double overhand and just stab down and thrust right through its back, just all force.
You hear it was in the middle of a screech, and as this pierces down into it, you hear the screech suddenly stop, and this creature is trying to turn towards you and swing, but you see just the angle that you have stabbed down, it's not able to get to you as long as you keep a hold of that broom handle, and it's swinging and swinging, and then you finally feel the heavy dead weight as it slumps down, and you feel It stops moving.
You still you?
You both okay?
Yeah.
What the? Where did this come from?
I just point to the window.
You see glass shattered inward.
I have a lot more questions than that. But first, does
Oh,
anyone
oh.
need first aid? I have a first aid kit on me somewhere. And she starts patting down her pants and jacket. And it's like this tiny little like travel kit that she pulls out from inside the pocket of the jacket. And it's got like the most basic stuff in there. And she's like, shit, my other kit's in the car.
Yeah, I think there's like, you know, maybe even with Dakota chiming in, it's just I'm focused on the other two and you know, borderline forgetting that she was here. I mean, but what, like, it climbed up? I mean, is there a fire escape there? What the?
It crawled on the walls. It crawled on the walls and then it jumped and it defied gravity, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but then Elle broke its collarbone.
Yeah, because you stabbed it. That was so cool.
It was so cool.
I was amazed. I was going to tell you to run and get Parker.
You think I can run? Running with that's funny. You're funny. You're
I was hoping
funny.
I'd be distracted and you could like crawl or something.
Hobble, yeah, hobble maybe, but
maybe,
you know.
And then at that point, the shooting pain of my ankle reminds me that it exists, and I sit on the couch because I've been standing on it this entire time.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Dakota, yeah. Busted leg there, busted arm over there. I'm doing all right here, but.
I'll see what I can do. I wasn't prepared for any of this. And she looks down at the mangled body that you just stabbed through and kind of looks slowly up at you and gives you like a big side eye and then walks over to the two injured and grabs Elle's arm gingerly and says, you know, may I?
Sure. Yeah. Do you know what you're doing?
I've been in school for God knows how long, and I hope so.
Great. Honestly, that would be awesome. Help Aaron first. Aaron's been walking on a broken leg for a day.
Oh,
ankle,
gosh.
broken ankle.
Ankle is still
Scratch.
part of your leg.
It's fine.
You know, Doc, I think we should amputate.
Listen.
It's not necessary medically, but let me take a look. She'll kneel down and see what she can do with very limited resources.
If looks could kill Parker right now.
Dakota, what is your first aid score?
40.
We're going to make that a 50 because of your occupation.
Okay.
Sick. And I will have you make a first aid roll on Aaron's ankle.
82?
That makes more sense. And also makes sense for what you are discovering as you are unbandaging this ankle. It has been, remind me of what you used as splints.
Paint sticks, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you see paint sticks as splints around this ankle, but as you are kind of removing what you can, you are seeing this ankle is almost 3 times the size that it should be. It is blue and purple, and it is way darker than you were expecting for someone who was just standing on it. And that in itself is a little concerning, that we were able to stand on it and we have been walking on it. You think there's probably more to it than just a broken ankle.
I think Dakota will do she's kind of in front of you, I would imagine, like she's proposing almost like on one knee, like looking at this wound. And then she does a slow look up and meets your eyes and says, oh, this is not good.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, I have no idea how you were standing.
No, it's just the pop off and Tylenol.
Oh yeah. I mean, I did down like half a bottle of vodka with the Tylenol. So that tracks. Yeah.
Adrenaline's a hell of a thing.
It is. Where did you, and I like look over Dakota, Parker, and Ellen. I'm like, she come from? I don't know.
Guess there's a few other occupants up here. I'm not talking about this one down here. Let's give a little kick to the thing on the ground.
I just figured everybody else was dead. That's all.
I thought I was the only one running into this building. I'm glad I found you, though. I don't want to be alone in here with those things.
Same.
Fuck.
But since this is like destroyed beyond repair, why don't maybe you can help Elle or that one over there who needs some assistance potentially, who wouldn't let me amputate his arm?
Why is everyone talking about amputation? And she goes over to Elle.
We talked about 127 hours the other day, so it was a morale boost, I think.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, you say the other day, but it was literally like today still.
Oh, yeah, that was today. Oh, maybe it's not as morale boosting as I thought it was. It felt like a lifetime ago. We haven't always been in a monster apocalypse, no? Just today?
That was some strong boost, huh?
Yeah. And, yep. I'll just offer my arm to Dakota. Thank you.
She'll try to splint it up as much as possible, though she looks disdainfully at the paint sticks, as she will not be using those.
Go ahead and make another first aid roll for me.
All right.
Erin just starts poking the body on the floor with her hockey stick while she's just like waiting.
78.
78. This is how the game usually goes, just so you know.
If my presence can buff everybody else's rolls and I roll like garbage, I'm fine with that.
So you're looking at this too, and the arm is in a little bit better condition than the ankle, only because it's easier to not use an arm when you're running for your life than it is to not use an ankle when you're running for your life. But it's still, is definitely broken, and there's no way to discern just how broken unless there was an X-ray, which you're obviously not going to have. And you just kind of splint that up the best that you can with the supplies that you have and kind of make a better sling for it as well. Just a little more secure, a little more tight to your body more than what it was before.
Thanks. Nice.
I hope this is the worst of it.
I'm not thinking so, but what have you seen? What has led you here?
Well, there was a lot of chaos earlier, and this place looked like it hadn't been ransacked, so I came here. I talked to my kid. I don't even know where she is.
Are they in the city?
Yeah, she is. She's with her dad. I don't want to think about it.
Do you want to try to get to them or something?
Well, he wouldn't answer my calls on a regular day, so there's no finding him. I don't know. I don't want to drag you into my problems.
That's kind of all we got left to do right now.
Yeah, all there is problems. So drag away.
Problem.
Well, he has a high rise near here, and she was supposed to be with him, and our phone call got cut off, so I'm not sure exactly, but I'm worried about her.
It might be worth a try to get to her.
Yeah.
We've talked about maybe trying to get to the lake. See if we can, get out of here from there, find a boat or something.
Yeah. His high rise is right by the harbor.
It's we've been a few hours now traveling today, and it's not been easy going, but yeah, it's
made it this far.
Keep going. It's What time is it? Is it like towards night? Because I think we
Yeah.
kind of stopped. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
it's dark. It's dark right now. It's probably 10 or 11.
Okay. Dakota, were you pretty fortified where you were at here?
I mean, I don't have any broken limbs, so far so good.
Well, I mean, we obviously weren't as good as we thought, but I'm fucking tired, that's for sure. I'm sure everyone else is tired. And I think we do need to try catch some sleep. I don't know, we can either go back to where you were, find another room, try and board it up a little better, but...
Yeah. I mean, I have no affinity for it. It's just a room with a desk pushed up against the door. You're welcome to it.
Deeper in the office might be safer than this, and I'll gesture to the windows.
Yeah, no more windows, please.
No.
Just kind of start gathering the things that we had and collecting them, and
she'll definitely lead you guys back to where she was staying. It was, I don't think a window facing. I heard glass shatter down the hall, I know, so maybe it's an interior office.
Yeah, the same with like the one that Parker was tied up in would have been across the hall, so it would have been interior as well. So yeah, any on that side of the hallway would be windowless.
I'll help Aaron limp over there. Once I've got Aaron set down, I'm gonna go over to Parker. I don't know how you're feeling. If you're feeling fine, I'm not gonna gesture to my arm, but his arm. But a person with medical knowledge might be a person that you need to talk to as well. I'm not gonna out you here, but it might be worth it.
you and Aaron get some sleep. I'll take the first couple hours of watch.
Okay.
And as things are kind of, getting settled, Dakota, you mind taking first watch with me?
She looks up from her phone. Do we still have cell service?
Currently, yeah.
She just has endless numbers of texts to Claire, her daughter, and she's just adding one more to the pile, but it's just like line after line after line of just unanswered questions. She looks up at you. Yeah, of course.
So just kind of head over, away from the others, and just kind of find something, a chair, whatever, to sit down. And Dakota, what is your experience or understanding of infections?
Is this a pop quiz? I wasn't expecting to try to remember everything tonight. Look, I took a elective on them. It's not my specialty, but I have a nurse's understanding to get by in a hospital setting. Why? Are you feeling sick?
I'll slowly unwrap the dirty bandage. And you'll see, like the blood, dried blood there that comes off of that. You've got something clean for this, yeah? As I just kind of say in between unwrapping it, and then as it comes out, and even amongst the dried blood, you will clearly be able to see two deep teeth-shaped incisions in my forearm.
No.
I will also note, a surprise to both of you, around these teeth marks, you see the veins have kind of blackened.
Has Dakota ever seen or heard of anything remotely like this in all of her studies?
Not necessarily in studies. I will say zombie lore exists. It is your decision how much your character may believe in any of that now, and how much that character has been exposed to, whether it be video games, media, however much, but all your decision.
I think looking at it, she'll give like a sharp bark of a laugh. One of those laughs that's like covering up a bigger emotion, and kind of steps back and puts her hand on her head. Are you kidding me? Claire's stupid fucking video games. Okay. This can't be happening. And she just sits down next to you and like starts taking out any kind of clean looking cloth from her, I don't know, this first aid kit can't be that big. So like little gauze pads or just something that she had on that small kit. And starts cleaning it, but very gingerly. And actually, like before she touches you, she'll look for something to like wrap her own hands in. And you can see her just kind of like processing what she's looking at.
There's a strange, you get a hint of peppermint as well as I take the bandage off that might, confuse you as well. As I recall dousing it in peppermint schnapps, thinking that was going to sanitize it the other night, or earlier that day, I guess.
Hey, anything to clean it, although, God, I can't.
The veins are new.
Generally not a good sign.
Probably not. No.
I don't know how to treat this. This is not normal.
I don't think I'm looking for a treatment. I'm looking for a delay, prolonging. I want to help you all as long as I can, and then...
Have you tried cutting off circulation to the area?
I mean, just really what the bandage has done. It's basically where the all the amputation hoopla comes from.
I see.
But felt I had more use with it for now than, DIY arm removal.
Yeah, well, certainly that's not going to be an option. But, if it is infectious, access to the rest of your system is only going to make it spread faster.
Yep.
She pauses, reaches out into her pocket and pulls out a pack of cigarettes and just starts like smacking them on her palm. Fucking zombie video games. Takes one out and puts it in her mouth and offers the other one to you.
Thank you, but no.
Good choice. She'll light up the cigarette and
I
take
hear
a
those
puff.
things will kill you.
Looks over through the smoke at your arm. Yeah, probably. If I can find a safe way to help you out, I'll do so if that's what we need to do. But right now, anything I can do is just going to cause more infection.
As I said, just looking for a little extra time, and I gather we're a little bit on the same page, but as I told the others, when it looks like I've hit that point of no return, you all do whatever the hell you need.
She just takes another drag on the cigarette and doesn't say anything, looks straight ahead, shaking her head slightly. How old is the one with the foot?
And put her 20-something. A few years younger than myself, I think.
You're just kids. All right. Well, you're talking a big game, but we're going to make it through this. Don't worry. We'll get you to help. If we can take a boat, we can take it all the way across the lake. Maybe things aren't crazy in Michigan.
As I told me, I'd get up to Milwaukee and catch the Badger.
anywhere.
But
Come on.
Let's head towards your daughter first.
Oh, yeah. I'm not leaving her with that guy. Zombie apocalypse or no, that's the worst thing that could happen to her.
Well, I'm glad you showed up.
I'm glad you guys did too. This would be really terrifying without someone else around.
Yeah, it's it's been half a day and really something special about the other two. I guess that's what the end of the world will do to you.
It's not the end of the world. We're going to be fine. We just need to get to a place with better access, better supplies. It's going to be fine. She takes a big drag of the cigarette, coughs a little bit.
All right.
Because the conversation, just dwindles or whatever, and then a couple hours in, wake up one of the others. Probably let Aaron get a lot of rest. And
So we're waking up Elle.
Yeah.
Who's going to sleep, or are both of you going to sleep?
I think after that conversation, she would offer to stay up.
Okay.
All right, Parker gets some rest. Elle, you're up. You kind of listen. The room is so quiet that you can hear the moment that Parker falls asleep from the changing of breath. You kind of look over, and Parker's asleep, Aaron's asleep, and it's just the two of you.
You can see Elle on their fingers is going.
What's with the counting?
Huh?
The counting. You're moving your hand?
Stupid habit. I have a couple sonnets memorized, like an actual crazy person. And when
Like
things
Shakespeare?
yeah. Like a true theater nerd. But when I get stressed, I count pentameter. Iambic pentameter. Something to do other than, picking at my nails or ripping the skin off of my cuticles, so.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I stayed up studying for exams just out of anxiety. I'd studied for them already all day, so I get it.
You've been up you've been up for more than 24 hours?
Goes with nursing school. Yeah, regularly.
Gee. I thought late night writing was tough.
What have you written?
It was a play on Broadway a few years ago.
Broadway? That sounds important.
The play was important. The writing was important. Everything that came after it wasn't.
What do you mean?
The story I told mattered, and it needed to be widely known, and the world needed to hear it. But the way everyone acted around it, it was... You know how in stories people don't seem like people, and they're just kind of these floating nebulous ideas that aren't fully... that maybe they are fully formed, but they're not recognized as a person.
Sounds fancy. I believe you.
The person I wrote about was a person. A long time ago. A historical figure. Her name was Anakoana. She's incredible. But no one treats her like a person anymore. She's a memory or a parable, or I don't know. I wanted to make her a person again, and in doing that, I just made it worse. I just made everyone seeing her as one of the tropes, the slut, the saint, the whatever you want to call her.
Dakota leans forward very seriously, obviously trying to connect with you on this, and says, is this kind of like what happened to Hamilton?
A little bit. Yeah, actually. Like, it wasn't a bunch of people of color having to talk about a white person like he was a good person, because he wasn't. Even though that was steeped in good intent, when we look at it in practice, it doesn't really. I tried to take.
She puts her hand on your shoulder and says, honey, do you smoke?
It's been a while, but I wouldn't say no at this point. Honestly, I wouldn't say no.
She flips open the lid of the pack and pops another one out with like a very practiced gesture and tips it towards you.
Oh, bless you.
I don't know half the things you're saying, honey, but it's okay.
My wife would kill me if she saw this. If she's still alive, but
everyone in my life who I told I quit to would do the same.
Our secret, then.
Sounds good. Are you gonna look for her as well?
She's in New York. I thought she'd want to see me anyway, so. But like, I think on that, they'll kind of pull out their phone and not entirely consciously check it to see if her wife texted her back.
You don't see anything.
It's about what I thought. She takes a big drag off the cigarette and just holds it for as long as she can.
Dakota's doing the same thing, mirrored, like sitting right next to them and just kind of looking the opposite direction.
I can't imagine having a kid embroiled in all this. You're stronger than I can imagine.
I wish that were true. I'm shaking like a leaf inside. I just want to know she's okay. And then, why did this have to happen on a Wednesday? It's not my day to have her. Isn't that stupid? The world's ending and I'm mad it was on a Wednesday.
Honestly, like, I kind of get it. World ending feels like a Monday activity, right?
It really does. It really does. Shit.
And I think with that, the scene kind of fades out. And upon everyone getting various amounts of rest this evening, we see the sun rising the next day. I need Elle, Aaron, and Parker to make a resist pain roll for me, please.
It's a failure by 2 levels.
I got an 18.
Nice.
I don't know what I did, but
I failed by 5 levels.
You are waking up. The two of you that failed the resist pain roll, Elle, your arm is throbbing. You can feel your heartbeat in your fingertips and your elbow, just this striking pain simultaneously. Aaron, you don't actually feel that much pain today. And Parker...
First thing I would do when I get up is definitely, if I have to, unless I notice, but I would look under the bandage unless I don't have to.
You wake up, you feel the stiffness of your arm, like your arm itself has the flu. And as you look down to even take off the bandage, you see the black veins have moved up past your elbow. But it is morning, and you're all up.
Do I notice Parker noticing?
I would definitely like try to be a little discreet about that in the morning, like whatever, in the corner, kind of hide it. I mean, probably sheepishly try to pull my sleeve down, knowing it's probably not going to help, but.
Okay, we'll have Aaron make a spot listen roll to see if you can spot that. If Aaron succeeds, then Parker can make a stealth roll.
Nope, no succeeding.
Okay. Yeah, too busy. Just kind of looking around. It's dark in here too. There are no windows. Well, maybe did you sleep with the lights on?
Probably.
Right, think.
Yeah, arguably, like that makes sense. So yeah, the lights would still be on in here as well.
Is there a rolling chair in here?
Not in here. Well, you did kind of try to find other furniture and stuff, so probably, yeah, there'd probably be one in here.
I'm gonna try and like use my good arm and like pop it up to a good height that's like the height of Aaron's knee, and then roll it over and be like, so I remember those like carts that people used to use when their legs were broken, like on campuses and stuff. And I don't think this is the exact same thing, but the concept still stands.
I'm here for it.
I mean, it won't be quiet, but it will be less damaging. I don't know. Worth a try?
Totally worth a try. Totally worth a try.
We should also try to get out of this building and stay out of places that were inaccessible if the electricity goes out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If we're having trouble, I can only imagine that everyone is.
So I'm going to take like the clothes that were in the backpack, and I'm going to take some duct tape, and I'm going to take the hockey stick, and I'm going to flip it upside down because the scissors aren't on it anymore because, you know, stabby stab. And then I'm going to wrap like the clothes around the like foot of the hockey stick, and so it's a little bit softer for me, and then I can just like use that to like row myself in the chair.
Like a Baba
Alright.
Yaga on a
While you are busy with that, I will have Elle and Dakota make a spot listen roll for me.
I am very distracted by the pain in my arm and fail by once again 5 levels.
I got a 77. I doubt that's a success. So yeah.
Okay.
I think Elle's grown like weirdly attached to the scissors that they ripped through the zombie. The frenzied wall crawler. So I think they've got them like tucked in their little makeshift sling as easy access to whip them out if they need to.
Nice.
But I think they're like just like packing everything in and bring another little like travel sized bottle of vodka over to Parker and say, it's the morning. I don't know if you want to disinfect again. I'm not laughing at you. I shouldn't be laughing when I say that. Everything's just weirdly funny when we are running on very little sleep and everything's scary.
I give a little bit of a smirk, but there's a great chance that you'll catch a reaction of, I don't know what good that's going to do.
And you do notice Elle now that you are like closer up.
I think I would show a little bit. I kind of pull my sleeve up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll drop any kind of goofy I had and I'll stick the thing back in my pocket and just pat him on the cheek. It's gonna be okay.
You notice the cheek is very warm.
Take some Tylenol at least. And I'll dump a few in his hand, try and fight the fever.
Some of that gin to wash it down.
Yeah, here, I'll pull it back
5
out.
o'clock somewhere, right?
Might be 5 o'clock in the morning here.
I'll pretend I'm not seeing this. I can't, in good conscience, recommend mixing those, says Dakota from off to the side.
How you think that one's walking?
Not
Fair.
anymore. I have a rolling chair now.
Well, further east.
To your kid.
And to hopefully safety.
How old is she anyway?
She's 8.
Oh, that's such a cute age.
She is a cute kid. Plays too many video games, but other than that, she's a good egg.
I think they all do at this point.
I've given up.
Probably for the best.
What age do you usually babysit, Aaron?
It depends, but about around that age. Those are my favorites because they're not too little where you actually have to do everything for them, but they're not old enough where they think that adults are not cool anymore. So I get to still be like cool, but also I don't have to wipe their ass. So it's like a win-win.
I like it.
Well, I am looking for a babysitter now that I'm officially a nurse, graduated. So, you know, if we all survive this, it might be serendipitous that we ran into each other.
Yeah, I mean, I'd give you my list of recommendations, but honestly, they're probably all dead by now. So,
And let's get going.
As
And
we
on that
walk out,
note-
sorry. I
Go-
have
go
one
for
last
it.
thing. As we walk out, I'm going to pull out another one of the tiny little bottles of whatever alcohol we have, and I'll offer it to Dakota. It's not much of a celebration, but nursing school's no joke.
Hey, thanks. I'll save it for when we're on the boat. She pockets it and smiles.
Tuck that away for later. Everyone roll a d100 for me.
75. Back, baby.
82.
82? 82 as well.
Oh!
Mom adrenaline.
91.
Now this
Bad
is what
all
I'm
across
talking
the board.
about. This is what we're usually doing.
This is where we're supposed to be.
Amazing. So you gather up your belongings and you head towards one of the exits to this building. And as you do so, you see that there is an entire horde of frenzied standing outside. They're not alerted, they're not awake, so to speak, but there are plenty standing outside. What's your plan?
Is this the only exit?
You could probably find other exits. You could probably find like a fire escape exit if you'd like. Any other exit would probably lead out to a main street.
Is there an opportunity for like a window that we like throw something in opposite direction?
How many Molotovs do we still have? Does anybody know?
Do you say this out loud?
Yeah.
And Dakota's eyes just widen. She's like, how many what?
They're surprisingly fun and really easy, actually.
I didn't know. I didn't know how many we had made. I know we have used one.
We've used one. I feel like we got
A couple
enough.
more. I mean, it's just based on how many bottles of booze we had, but yeah.
Yeah.
And and size-wise too. Because if we still have the full-size ones, that would have taken up a bunch of space.
I felt like we would have saved the full-size ones for Molotov cocktailing and the small ones for drinking. That was my assumption.
Yeah. See.
So probably like at least 5 bottles, I would think, left. Because they were in the tote bag.
We've really leaned into this, Dakota.
I can see that.
Yeah, so
I am certainly glad I ran into you.
The going gets tough.
Yeah, that could be debatable, but we'll see.
I will note about your window question. This building in particular was pretty secure, so none of the windows were already broken. And with this being like a law office building, I don't think you'd be able to open them.
Okay, that makes sense.
Crazy question.
Love it. Ready.
The upstairs window that the spider crawler broke through, is it facing the same direction as the horde?
Roll a d6 to answer that question. Ooh. No, it is not.
Damn it. Okay. Never mind that. I was gonna drop the Molotov on them. That's not gonna work.
Perfect. I will say that probably wasn't leading like directly to a fire escape either.
Okay.
The only option I can really give you for that is like going to the roof and doing that.
We have a bad track record with roofs.
I mean, just
Fair.
throwing something to get their attention the other way for a few moments. I mean,
How tall is this building?
Shorter than the one next to it. I remember that.
Yeah.
I think that next to it we were like high-rise apartments, and this one I thought you said 6 floors.
I was gonna say 6. I was gonna say 6 too. So we'll go with 6.
Yeah.
Okay. So a crazy idea is that one of us drops a Molotov cocktail from the roof and then hauls ass down the fire escape while the others cut over to a different building. But that feels extra insane. I don't know how anyone else feels about it. And for all that Elle was subdued yesterday, this is a different side of just like delirious kind of like silly, like pain and exhaustion delirium to silly. And not in an unhelpful way, but just in a like nothing matters anymore. I don't know how anyone else feels about that. But
I love it, but I can't volunteer.
What do you know of how fast they move? Have you been in direct skirmishes other than the one that I walked into?
they jumped over a rooftop for us. Not like over a building. That made it sound like they were Superman. They're not. We jumped from the top of a building because we went up. And then they followed us. And then we jumped and then they jumped. But only a few made it across.
Okay.
Yeah. They, little Jack be nimble, that's for sure. Can we just try and send them the other way for a moment?
We could break windows on the side of the building we're not going to be on and drop a bunch of office chairs out. And everyone but Aaron, and we all run down and meet you and leave.
That way we could just go like one floor up. Rather. That's smart. That's a lot smarter than the roof.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be much difference in that regard at all. I mean, just,
It's not, as long as they're not little spider climbers.
But, do we want to use another fire bottle or just maybe a paperweight or something? I don't know how much
Like
it needs.
a chair would do it.
Yeah.
Don't want to waste the firebomb.
You can use this chair.
No,
You need that chair.
there's plenty of others. One chair will distract.
Hopefully.
Probably.
If you can get a car and set off the alarm, it'll be fine.
I like that idea.
Because last time they all flocked to the car alarm.
Right.
Well, I'm the least injured. I'm happy to do it.
You have the most important knowledge, though. And you have a kid to get to. I can do it.
Now, I've got, other than Dakota, 2 best arms here.
We can flip for it. She reaches into her pocket and takes out a quarter.
Tails never fails.
I'll take heads.
I'm gonna roll a d4. Yeah,
I was gonna
you
say
can
I'm
do
gonna roll
it.
a
You go
D6.
for it. Go for it. Which one's which? What number means
yeah.
what?
What are you taking?
Evens or odds? I would say heads even, tails odd.
Okay, I got a D4. That's a better idea. It's a 3.
Odds. What did I say?
Yeah.
Even heads, tails odd. Yeah, so
Tails
tails.
odds.
So it's mine.
Okay. So she'll step away and then look between the two of you, Ellen, Parker.
I'll go heads.
Okay.
Heads even, tails odds. It's evens. It's me.
You sure?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Okay.
All right, we'll be here.
I'll do a one-arm fling and hurry my little happy ass back air.
So
Please do.
if they hear the noise, they'll go to the noise. They won't come in here to investigate the source of the noise, right?
Not that we've observed. I don't
usually
think
come
there's.
to noise.
Yeah, there's not much thought to it. It's wherever that is, we'll go. You know, path of least resistance, which is not going to be trying to get into and up and through a building. So,
All right,
ideally,
we'll be here when you
Before
get
I-
back.
Before I go, I hand Aaron my notebook and my phone. Hold on to these for me.
Temporarily, okay. You put them in the backpack.
And I'll go up and try to break a window and throw a chair out.
Great. So what is the cue? Like when are the ones downstairs going to move? Are you going to move immediately? Are you going to wait for Elle to return?
I think get to like hopefully we have a path to alleyway, another building, especially with this horde there. I want to get Dakota and Aaron set up, and I think probably observing the horde is going to be really our thing. Like, you know, hopefully we hear something and observe them moving, and then we go.
Okay.
And then I will wait. I'll send them, and I'm gonna wait for Elle.
Elle heads upstairs.
I think I'm gonna look out the window and see if there are any cars that I could maybe like chuck the paperweight through the window to break the window and also maybe hit the car.
Okay. There's one that might be close enough.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Make a throw roll.
I'm also gonna say I went to the 3rd floor instead of the 2nd floor, so
Okay.
that even if they're little spider climbers, maybe it'll take them a little longer to get there.
Fair enough.
Ooh, 78.
The window shatters, but
Yeah.
it is not hard enough to make it to the car. You kind of hear it smash against the alleyway.
Is it enough to like alert the horde?
Doesn't appear to be.
Shit. Okay. Then I'll grab a chair. Any like the ricketiest, like the most fucked up looking chair in the joint. And I'll drag it over to the window and like prop it up, and then I'll have to like push it from behind, but just shove it as hard as I can out and see if it'll shatter on impact.
Great. Yeah, you shove that chair out the window. It falls, and then
I'll
you hear...
yell too.
Okay.
I'll yell something like stupid and dramatic, like "And stay out" or something ridiculous.
Amazing. Yeah, you hear the chair slam. You hear like basically it snap in two. The actual seat part comes off. The wheels kind of like smash off on the other side. And you do hear some of these frenzied like snarl as they are looking off in that direction. I gave this a 50-50 chance, and I rolled a 56. So they are moving toward this sound. They are, those of you downstairs, you can see this entire street. It's almost like a few of them heard the sound and are moving in that direction, and everyone else is just excited to see what they heard. So you see it's like a river of of frenzied as they are moving off in that direction. And the time to act is now. So what would you like to do?
Well, let's move with Aaron.
Start rolling. Sorry.
All right.
Um,
Yeah.
Get
Easy
across
enough.
and
You
get
can
in.
yeah, you can head out of this front door, and as long as you're not making much noise, all of the frenzied seem to be moving in the other direction. So you can take off toward the next building. I will have anyone crossing the street make a stealth roll with advantage.
15.
Quietest rolly chair I've ever heard.
With a stick even. Like,
Yeah. So would that
Uh,
make it a rowy chair?
yes.
Hey.
Yes. Love. Erin and her rowy chair.
My better roll is 88.
There are a couple that you have noticed that have kind of stopped and are turning around in the direction of the two crossing the street.
Shit.
You're not-
Go.
Yeah, you're not sure if it was the noise or if there's something else, as you kind of just see them like look over and almost raise their noses into the air. L. Roll a speed die.
Uh-oh. It's a 2.
Okay. You rush down. You've made it to the second floor at this point. Now kind of moving on to this next round, so to speak. Aaron and Dakota, as you are crossing the street, you're about halfway to the next building, and these two frenzied that seems to have noticed you take off sprinting toward you.
Great.
Parker, is there anything you would like to do?
Yeah, as soon as I see that, I'm coming outside and I'm just start yelling at him.
Okay. You burst out the door and just start shouting. These two frenzied stop immediately.
I want to say that likely we may have prepared a little bit in this, and I'm going to ask for having a Molotov on hand.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you
I figured
had just
you have
talked
the-
about them.
You probably have the tote bag. I have the backpack.
Actually, yeah.
the
So
tote
I do
bag
have
has the
that,
Molotovs,
but like
yeah.
one like ready to go.
Sure.
Yeah. So because
Yeah,
I
I
think
would
I'll
say
come
no
out.
issue there.
As soon as I see those other ones, probably get it lit, and then come out just yelling at them, waving it, trying to get their attention to allow the other two the chance to get in.
Yeah, I would say that is enough for the two of them to turn and see you instead, but you do catch the attention of 5 more towards the end of that river of infected. They turn towards you too. So that is 7 frenzied that are looking in your direction and now sprinting at you. L, roll a speed die for me.
4.
Okay. You are going to make it down into this lobby before the frenzied basically would meet Parker. So you're able to see Parker. What is your move?
So as Elle comes down, you'll see Parker there, not too far away from the door, because intention is to maybe retreat if I have to. I'm hoping the other two get into their spot, and if we have to do something there, that's fine. But I'm gonna come out, get their attention as soon as I see everyone. I want to, that bottle's lit, and I'm gonna try and throw it. I want it to create a little bit of a barrier, flame barrier between myself, hoping that the other two are in, myself at least, and where they're coming towards me.
Okay. So would you say, you're not even like aiming for one, you just want to...
No, it's more down in front of me, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe trying to like throw it outwards so the alcohol goes out in a little bit of a line. Yeah, just try and get some area spread, but just something that comes up.
Sure. I would say with your knowledge of what happened last time, with the frenzied kind of running into the flames, you won't even have to roll. With this idea, you're not aiming at one, you're not trying to be super accurate for where you're aiming, and you just slam. You see the bottle fly from Parker's hands and just like explode in flame at not quite at his feet, but on the on the street in between him and the frenzied. And are you backing up into the building at that point?
Backing towards it, I would think if you know, we have the moment there. If Elle, you would have poked your head out of the door and made your presence known, I would assess the situation and see if we have a gap to get across. If I have the opportunity to do that, I'll kind of gauge the frenzy's reaction and either say, let's make a break for it, or retreat back in.
Okay. Yeah, I would say, Elle, you're able to catch up with Parker, and just glancing at these frenzied, you see the 7 of them that had been sprinting at you. They do sprint basically into these flames. You see some of them lighting on fire, still kind of sprinting, but on fire. They don't seem to be able to target you immediately. So there is a very small window.
Move?
Yeah, run.
Yep.
Okay, everybody, roll a speed die. I will say, I'm gonna be mean, and Aaron's gonna have 2 speed die.
Oh. 3.
I rolled a 3 and a 5.
Okay.
I rolled a 6.
Okay. So, go ahead and roll again for me, everybody. Just so I know how to properly narrate what's about to happen.
2.
5 again.
6.
4.
I'm scared.
Okay. One more time.
Do I switch dice?
Now I'm even more scared.
Nope. Got a 1.
I got a 5.
5.
6 again.
Oh.
Okay.
This is fine. It's fine.
This is
It'll be
fine. Everyone, you see this slight window as these 7 frenzied are moving toward you into these flames and are temporarily like blinded by them. You all take off towards this next building. The sound of the frenzied screaming and snarling is gathering more attention from other frenzied towards the end of this pack, and they are all turning, and they then see these figures sprinting away, and they take off toward you. You hear them bumping into cars, you hear them bumping into each other, snarling, growling, trying to climb over each other. You hear windshields shatter as they are kind of climbing up over vehicles to try to get to you. You just hear all of this sound behind you, and you're running as fast as you can. And then Aaron's chair falls down into one of the sewer grates. And there's a moment where you just have to pull it out. You just have to pull the wheel out. And as you're glancing back, you see the frenzied rushing towards you. One of them tackles Aaron down, slams down onto the street. There's a roll. Which one of you, if any, would have reached out for Aaron?
I would have. I was right there.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. Dakota reaches down, grabs onto Aaron, and just pulls her up, puts an arm kind of over your shoulder, and you just start sprinting back. Dakota, you didn't even look back. You just scooped and continued running. As you are running, you feel a slash at your back, Dakota. It feels like claws, but unfortunately, it must have been just the bone of a finger as it's just slashing out at your back. You feel it pierce your skin, but you move forward. You keep running. And as you are pushing through, Aaron, you're not able to feel your foot. There's a moment where you're like, it's okay, I can run, because you are putting weight down on this foot. And Dakota, you're hearing the crunching as we're putting the weight down on the foot and running. Just Aaron doesn't feel it. And you don't have time to address that, not yet. You keep running. Elle and Parker, you are catching up. And as you As you see certain frenzied moving past you, Parker, you feel another one kind of grab onto the back of your clothes and pull you closer and just sink teeth right into the back of your neck. You kind of throw an elbow, knock it off of you, and you're sprinting forward enough just in time that as another one leaps onto Elle, tackles Elle down onto the street, you watch as this creature is moving to bite down on Elle, and you immediately shove your own arm in the way. The bite sinks into your skin on your other arm, and you just grab this thing and you just feel yourself shove it away. You pick Elle up and immediately just shove them into the building as you see the other two getting into the building as well. I will say the only thing that will keep these frenzied from swarming this building is if you use another Molotov right here. You willing?
Done.
Yeah, you move over, light this Molotov, slam it down into the doorway of this building, and you're able to move. You're not even sure what building you're in at the moment. You are just moving as quick as you can. Your blood is just pumping in your ears. You manage to push yourselves through a door and close it for just another moment of temporary shelter as you begin to catch your breath. It's dark in here. There aren't any lights on. The door is closed and it's dark. That means there's no windows. At least that's good. You just hear the sound of each other breathing.
Does anyone have a flashlight?
And pull out a phone. Turn that on.
Yeah, there's the light.
Likely adrenaline just coursing through and kind of ignoring the wounds.
The light shines around and you seem to be in some sort of possibly apartment complex, dorm rooms. You're not entirely sure, and you can't even really remember what the lobby of this building looked like from the tunnel vision that you had to just find a door, just get to a door. But you do see you are in a decent hallway with doors on either side. And as your eyes are adjusting, you see the tiniest little bit of light at the end of the hallway from what is probably a window, but curtains are closed.
There's doors on either side, like it's like a hallway of
Yeah.
rooms or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll maybe start checking the doors, see if there's one that's open.
Yeah, the first couple are probably locked. Some of them are open. It seems people left in a hurry. Other than that, there are some doors that are unlocked. Nobody's here. They're all empty.
Just kind of pick one and try and usher everyone in, close up behind and just lock up. If there's windows in here, just kind of check those and just give us another moment to further catch our breath.
Sure. I will say you can make your way into this room, shut the door, block it if you wish. There would be bookshelves or whatever you'd like to kind of push in front of the windows. It looks to be basically like just a really small apartment, but there are different rooms in here. Like it's a 1-bedroom. You see kind of an open kitchen, living room sort of situation. There's a bathroom. There seems to be another smaller room for an office as well. And at this point, I'll say, those of you able, you're walking around to kind of gather supplies and everything. And Elle, you walk into this little office area, and you walk in, and there's a moment where you just want to close the door, and you just want to be by yourself for a second. You just walk in and you just feel like your heartbeat hasn't stopped in your ears. You can almost see your heartbeat in your eyes. The lump in your throat is like relentless at this point, out of just, you don't know if it's panic or frustration or what. You just want to scream and you know that you can't. And then your eyes fall on the item that's hanging on the wall in this room. It's a guitar. Let me ask you, what is Elle's opinion or feelings on fate?
They're a little bit of a what's it called? Of a paradox, I guess. They don't actively think that everything that happens is fate. It's not like, oh, I went to this coffee shop and it was, the person in front of me paid for my coffee. It must have been fate or whatever. But like, I think they recognize that there are certain rules of the universe that you don't question.
And this is one of those moments where you kind of chuckle to yourself as you see the guitar and you remember your previous conversation with Parker, and then you glance at the desk and you see a snow globe, and it looks like the thing inside is in the shape of Alaska. And at this point, your phone buzzes in your pocket.
I pull it out.
It's a text from your wife. And it just says, I hope you're safe. I'm sorry. I love you.
Elle just sits down in the middle of the room and kind of looks from their phone to the snow globe, to the guitar, to their phone again. I'll just do the little tap back reaction of a heart because I don't want to lie to her. And then I'll pocket the snow globe and take the guitar off the wall and go back out to Parker and Dakota and Aaron.
And at this point, you're probably all reconvening.
I'll probably take, I'm sure I'll see Dakota's back, slashed, blood, and, getting Aaron.
You would see it easily because she's nothing but back in this moment. She's like tearing through cabinets. She's like opening drawers, looking for every scrap of medical equipment she can find in this place, almost in a frenzy. Like, she's not looking at anyone.
I will
Get
note
Aaron
as
situated.
well. Yeah, during that encounter of crossing the street, Elle has one wound. Aaron has gained another wound. Parker has gained 2. And Dakota has 1.
Get Aaron situated somewhere and head to the bathroom. And I think that's when, that adrenaline washes away. And I just sit there, kind of hands on the sink, staring at the mirror over top. Undoubtedly, the blood just rushing down my neck. And I look at the other arm now, seeing the other bite there as well. I look around for some towels and things and just kind of try and clean it up, wrap up the other arm. And ask Dakota if there's anything I can help her with.
She stops the frenetic movement, and she has underneath her armpit, like, shoved a bunch of medicine bottles and things that she's cleared out of the cabinet in like one big sweep, and just turns to you, and her eyes are wide and glassy, and like she's still very much full of adrenaline. She's like, her foot is not good to walk on anymore, she says, pointing back to Aaron after processing their escape. And she looks at you and kind of takes in the blood and says, I don't know how to help you.
I don't think there's much help to be done.
No, we've got things now. We just need a plan. I'm going to put on some tea. Just don't let her walk anywhere, she says, pointing to Erin, and she runs into the kitchen and looks for a kettle with the same frenetic motion of searching the medicine cabinets, and she's just basically throwing dishes everywhere.
You find a kettle.
With shaking hands, she fills it with water, and then as the steam rises, she just lets it warm her face, and she's just trembling, and she starts to look more calmly through the medical gear to get things that might be able to help, including painkillers.
Yeah, I think as you're kind of doing that, that's when Elle comes back out.
Here, I'll just hold the guitar out to Parker. It feels important that you have this. You shouldn't have done that. And I'll like nod down to his arm. You didn't have to do that.
Before I take it, I look at both arms, kind of flex my fingers, and they still work a little bit. Good enough. How's about a song?
Could all use pick me up, I think.
I'll reach over and pull the guitar over. Kind of go through, tune it up a little bit. Feel the pain throbbing through my hand still, but thinking that there's enough to play one last. I'd love to change the world, but I don't know what to do. So leave it up to you. I'd love to change the world, I don't know what to do. I leave it up to you. I leave it up to you.
Aaron like starts clapping, but not too loud.
Dakota just slumps down against the wall next to the stove where she had heated the water for tea and props her arms up on her knees.
Elle just has silent tears. That was great.
You feel this burning in your lungs, this cough. But you're able to kind of stifle it in your throat. Mostly to not ruin the moment, but you taste the blood on your tongue.
I'll look at Elle and write that second play. Okay.
Already got its hero. You'll be at opening night, right?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm gonna go. I'll go tell people about it right now.
Good. It's gonna be a banger.
And Aaron, take care of Miss Dakota's kid once you find her, okay?
Yeah.
She's a nurse now, so it'll be a good babysitting rate.
I guess so. And I kind of feel bad taking her money though. At this point.
Just kind of stare off for a quick moment. And then give you all the time you can. I can. I'll just turn and leave the room, guitar in hand.